Hi, my name is Garner, and I'm 7 years old, and I'm still in first grade, and what I like to do is play with my dog.
Hi, my name is Jude Garner. I'm 9, I'm in 3rd grade, and I like to play with my pocket knives.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Alshouse, and I'm 15 and in 9th grade. I like lacrosse, food, and God.
Hi, my name is Etter. I'm 16 years old. I'm a senior. And one of the things that I like to do is write and play music.
Hello, my name is Heckman. I am 23 years old and I have several different jobs, but my favorite's probably teaching piano and voice.
Hi, my name is Julie Garner and I'm in my 40s. I am a stay-at-home mom, but I also work from home for a marketing agency.
My name is Dan Garner. I'm 41 years old.
I think that the definition of success is completing a goal or task that you or someone else sets for you and doing it well.
I would define success as two different things. There's a worldly success and there's a Christian success. I think the worldly success is based mainly around fame, fortune, and money, and of course all of those things die out in certain times. There's certain celebrities that we have for a short amount of time and then they just disappear, and their fame or success has died out. And then their Christian success is doing what God intended you to do on this earth, which if you're living the Christian life doesn't die out. You're still being successful if you're still discipling for Christ.
My definition of success, I think, would be to do what you love and to be content with that. As in to find the thing that you love to do, to make that your life, and to be able to be happy with that.
I would define success by reaching any goals or achievements that you have for your life, and they can be anything from financial goals to parenting goals, or just career opportunities that you want to reach, or a level of a lifestyle that you'd like to achieve. But it's having a goal and then achieving that goal.
Personally, to me, the definition of success is identifying and understanding your gifts and abilities and developing them to their fullest. So, to me, success isn't identified primarily by a financial status or material possessions, but more so by, am I living to my fullest capabilities?
When I grow up, I want to be an artist.
Do you want to be really rich?
Yeah.
You want to be really famous?
I want to be, first I want to be a policeman, then I want to be on the SWAT team, and then be an army man.
My biggest goal in life is to please the Lord. I would love to do that through becoming a successful fashion designer where I can design modest clothes that all different kinds of people would love to wear. In my high school career right now, I also strive to be a good lacrosse player and working hard, having good sportsmanship, and being a good teammate. At home or away from home, I want to be a good daughter and friend who thinks of others' needs before her own.
I think my biggest life goal is to use the skills that I have to help other people. So either writing and creating music that touches people in a different way, or to just use my voice and my actions to help people who have the same struggles that I have had and do have.
Well, I mean, I'm completely accomplished in everything that I ever wanted. No, I'm just kidding. My biggest life goal actually would be to have a family.
My biggest goal in life would be just being really tuned in to whatever the Lord is calling me to do, and then reaching for whatever that is. And so some big achievements in my life, obviously my children are an enormous achievement, and watching the results and the growth in their life. But also, from a career perspective, I've gotten to do a lot of incredible, amazing things. And all along the way, it's always been opportunities that God has really set up for me to do. So I just really try to keep my ear just tuned to what God is calling me and my family to do, and then to follow wherever He leads us.
Since I am an architect by education and trade, one of my biggest goals that I haven't achieved yet is to become registered and licensed, and I hope to do that in the near future, begin studying for the exams and taking the architectural registration exams in the near future. Outside of that, my just life goals are to be a good father and husband, and that's ongoing. I don't think we ever achieve that in our lifetime.
My goals are influenced by my definition of success by trying to complete all of my goals well. In 1 Corinthians 10:31, it says, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God." I think doing everything to the glory of God would be being successful with my goals, because to me, doing things to the glory of God means doing things to the best of my abilities.
I guess the worldly success creeps into all of our minds because we all, in some sense or another, want money, or we want to be noticed, or we want to be famed. I think I try to separate it a lot, like taking a step back. Maybe if you do have like a lot of money, trying to take a step back and maybe being more gracious with it. I don't think it necessarily affects my goals, but it definitely has its little, almost like pushes to do wrong. So it's just fighting back from pursuing something that isn't right with your skills.
My goals have been influenced by my definition of success. Just over the past couple of years and looking at my goals for the future, I'm definitely leaning more towards doing the things that I love to do versus the things that I have to do or required to do, like pursuing the jobs that are in the field that I want to be in, as opposed to just the jobs that get me money, and following the opportunities wherever they go.
Then I would say that my goals are influenced by my definition, because again, I think that if I'm following what the Lord is calling us to do, and then we're setting out to do that and we're seeing along the way how He provides, I think it just requires an enormous amount of faith. And so every goal that we set, we have to hold it loosely, knowing that if it's my agenda and not God's agenda, I may not achieve that goal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I haven't succeeded, as long as I'm going in the direction that God is calling us to go.
Because my goals are not financially oriented, I think that they are influenced by my definition of success, and that I have some career goals, and they're not to make a certain amount of money, but to become the best at what I do. And so becoming registered and licensed will certainly contribute to that.
I do not think I have achieved the American dream because I'm relatively young and haven't lived long to work hard enough to see the results. I think when I achieve my goals successfully, I will be able to see my hard work and achieve what most people define the American dream as.
I guess not. I guess I haven't achieved the American dream. I don't necessarily believe that the American dream is ever fully reached. I mean, a lot of people fight their whole lives for a certain level or to be at a certain place, and they never really make it there because it's kind of like, well, once you have this thing, now you want more. So I'm not even sure if the American dream is really achievable.
Maybe not yet. Maybe I feel kind of like I have. I've had a lot of great opportunities to do things without even having to have a degree.
I think that some people would think that we've achieved the American dream. I think that we live in a really cute house. We have, the quintessential 2 children, 2 cars. We're happily married. I think all of that is part of what the American dream is. And so I think it's very easy to look at people's life and assume that they've achieved the American dream, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have.
I think the American dream as a concept is very interesting. I think what it meant to people decades ago or generations ago is very different than how we think of it now. I think the average American probably thinks of the American dream as just being rich, which I don't think that's somewhat attainable for the average American anymore. Having said that, I do think that majority of us probably are living the American dream in terms of what people thought it was generations ago. Our financial income, just what we have access to, our homes, the technology, material possessions. So I think in many ways we're living the American dream, but we're often still not content with it.
I think that the American dream can happen if you work for it, or if you can be rich if you work for it, but you can also be rich if your family was rich when you were born. It's not important to be rich and famous.
I think it is essential to have the American dream if you think it is. For every individual in America, I think the American dream only matters to them if they think it does.
I think the American dream is probably irrelevant at this point, because there's way too many ways for you to somehow get fame. So if the American dream used to be a way for, poor people or people who grew up with nothing to then build a social status, get an education, work their way up. Now you can do as little as make a YouTube video and be famous in 2 weeks. So I almost feel like the American dream has kind of died as media and the world has evolved.
And I'm not sure that I would say that the American dream is really relevant currently. I think that what it used to be was having the ability to see the opportunities and to take the opportunities. And I feel like in today's culture, the opportunities really aren't that available as they might have been. You see it now when high schoolers graduate from high school and are told that they have to immediately go into college. They have to get a degree, and if they ever want to be anything, then they have to have a degree. And I feel like that limits the American dream. Just because the emphasis is then on your education as opposed to your skills and your experience, which it's been my experience that is not really a good basis for your ability to do a job. So I feel like that limits the American dream, that it's not as relevant as it used to be.
Again, I think that the definition of the American dream has really changed over the years, and so is it relevant today? I would say that what most people thought of as the American dream, again, we're already living, and yet what has become the American dream in terms of just crazy wealth or status or popularity is not so much accessible to the average American anymore.
Well, I guess first it's all in how you would really define the American dream. And I think the American dream was set up to really propel people into bettering their lives and making more of themselves. And unfortunately, in the culture that we live in, I believe that we have really become entangled in this idea of entitlement. And I think entitlement has really been a killer of the American dream. I think that, when we expect that people will hand us things and that those things come to us without having to better ourselves. So, for example, if you have a single mother who is a nurse, who is working very hard, 50-some hours a week, bringing in, a reasonable income, she doesn't qualify for any government assistance. But if you have somebody who has a nursing degree, who is a single mother, but chooses not to go get a career and work and provide, that person is eligible for what they think is free money, which just seems the opposite of what the American dream was set out to do. We should help people better themselves. As a result, too, of the entitlement, the middle class is suffering. I know my husband and I have tried very hard to get ahead. We both work very, very hard. We are both professionals, and over the course of our 10-year marriage, it's been really difficult to move up the success ladder, if you will. And that's where I'm really glad that my family's emphasis isn't the American dream, it's the God dream. And it has to be whatever God has for us. Because the American dream is a facade. And that's where I think that people might look at us and think that we've achieved it. But the idea of the American dream is to always be reaching for more. And I don't know if that's even the right emphasis that we should have. I think we should be reaching for more, but I think it should be more faith and more God.
Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning, so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.